Just leave me to do my dark bidding on the internet.
It's called Two Brothers. Two Brothers. It's just called Two Brothers.
Welcome to an episode of Two Brothers. Tonight we're going to be doing a review of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, or Venom 2. And we're just going to give our thoughts about it. We saw it, still fresh in our minds, so we might as well discuss it. It's going to be a short episode compared to a lot of, whenever we do movie reviews and stuff like
Which one
that.
was I know we had made another short one.
Black Widow was almost 28 minutes long.
Okay.
So I
know besides that one.
probably Shang-Chi was because we went ranting for I think it was Justice League actually.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
But let's get into it. So
Alright, let's go.
Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage is the sequel to Venom, which came out in 2018. And well, before we get into the second movie, the first one, at least in my opinion, I thought was okay. I was a little bit thrown off about how they made Venom like a very almost like childish character, kind of, pretty goofy. And the humor was a little bit off, kind of stuck
In the
like
first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was okay. After watching it a few times, I kind of enjoyed it, and I was excited for this one too. And what did you think about the first one?
Same way, and like you said, it was straightforward, just simply okay. It wasn't bad or terrible. It could have been better. I'll give it that, but yeah.
I was gonna say this, I say this about video games. There's nothing wrong with just like a fucking normal okay game. There's nothing wrong with an okay movie too.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of classified Venom. It's okay.
I was just happy to see that he had his own movie.
Yeah, me too.
So that's
too.
a good way to put it.
And obviously with the sequel, because everyone was wanting to see it, they wanted to see Carnage in the next one.
I was happy on the first end credit scene that they showed.
Woody Harrelson is Carnage,
and my god, yeah,
perfect pick for
Yes.
Carnage. But now let's get into the second one. So Venom 2 picks up what I would say maybe I don't know, kind of like a year maybe after the first one. They don't really specify, do they?
No, they didn't.
But it takes place after the first one, and we see Eddie just kind of still getting used to having this symbiote with him, and the relationship with him and Venom has kind of gotten a bit better, but Venom is wanting to fucking eat brains all the time and shit chocolate and stuff like that. And we're things pick up really quick. I'll say that. It starts off at fucking 10 already. And it doesn't let up, which is what I heard from a lot of people too. Is that it just doesn't. It keeps going.
It doesn't have I want to say a pause.
You don't really have time to. It doesn't give time to breathe.
Yeah,
which could be a good thing and a bad thing depending on how you're looking at it.
It was a good thing.
Yeah, it was for me. It was a good thing. I want to be there and just entertained. Without giving too much. Look, we're gonna spoil some stuff.
The other movies, so
yeah, so just be ready for that. Spoilers ahead. So if you guys don't want to know about it, just go watch it or whatever. And then we're introduced to Carnage also pretty quickly. I would say less than a half hour, maybe, or would you say at the half hour?
Yeah. I say within 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
It was right after he talked to the detective. That's when he went to the prison, right?
Yeah, to talk to him for the last time before he gets killed or whatever, and that's how Cletus gets basically the symbiote that he bites Eddie, right?
Well, hold on, before we get there, he was just incarcerated. How do you say?
Incarcerated?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
And once Eddie went to go visit him, Venom pointed out, "Hey, look inside of his
the walls, the little drawings that he like carved into the wall and shit."
Yeah, so when they went back home, Venom's like, "Dude, look into it. Like this is basically telling you this is where he left the bodies."
Yeah, like this is your job. You're a fucking journalist. Like do some fucking research.
So Venom basically did it for him.
Yeah.
They found the bodies that he killed, and that's when they said, "Okay, we got basically evidence. Now we can put your ass to death."
Yeah.
So that's how it went down.
And Cletus obviously has a fucking grudge.
Yeah.
Over Eddie, like you fucking killed me.
Yeah.
You know, like you're the reason why I'm dying and shit like that. And he like bites his hand and is like, "Oh, like I've tasted blood before. That's not it." And shit like that. And that's when okay, that's where he gets the symbiote. Now he becomes Carnage and everything. And this all happens before the first hour mark. Like everything happens so quickly. And we're introduced to in the beginning his Cletus's girlfriend Shriek. I don't know, man. I don't see the reason for her character to be in the movie, especially since like she's one of the symbiote's weaknesses is that she screams really loud. So I didn't see the real reason to keep her. You know, it's just like want to have like a romantic relationship with Cletus and this girl and everything. It just didn't work out, in my opinion. I just didn't think it just fell flat. You know, which sucks because it's like kind of a big part of Cletus's like, I don't know, backstories with this fucking girl and everything. Yeah. Kind of disappointed in it, but when you finally get introduced to Carnage, dude, he looks fucking good. To me, I will give it that. Like they nailed the look of Carnage. I can't believe people didn't like the way he looked. Like, dude, that's perfect. No, he looks good. He doesn't pop. Obviously, he's not gonna pop like he does in the comics, but he looks accurate to how he would be portrayed in live action. Like he looks pretty fucking menacing.
Yeah, I'll give it that. Yeah.
The only disappointing thing, and I know I told you this on the way to the movie theaters, everyone was talking about how like, oh, Carnage isn't violent in the movie and it's not rated R. It should be rated R because Carnage does a lot of fucking crazy shit. And I was saying to myself, like, it doesn't need to be violent, you know. And I feel like they took my advice kind of. And when I saw it, it's like you don't really see him fucking kill people like brutally, you know, which I would have thought you would see a few times, but you just see like the evidence of like dead bodies around and everything, like the aftermath. And I don't know, I just felt like that was kind of cheap, you know, like show it a little bit. Don't be afraid to do it. They show a little bit of it in the end. Obviously, we'll get to that point, but I don't know. They nailed the look. But I don't think he was.
They nailed the character.
With
Woody Harrelson. You know,
again, perfect fucking casting for Cletus.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's as strong as he is in the comic books.
Yeah, you know, growing up as in the '90s, playing Maximum Carnage and watching the animated series of Spider-Man, you wanted to see more of that. For me, that's how I. New Carnage, through the video games and the animated series, and I wanted to see more, basically Carnage, more him killing. He's a fucking serial killer, So
I mean, and I think we're gonna see him again. It's not the end of, Carnage is just gonna show up in one movie. I'm pretty sure he's gonna show up again. And hopefully they listen to the fans' feedback and make him a lot more menacing in the sequel. Who knows? But anyways, we reached the third act pretty quickly with Venom, or Eddie, I guess, because like in between, before Venom and Carnage fight, Venom and Eddie kind of like break up, and Venom just starts to go out and like take control of different people and goes to a fucking nightclub, and he goes visit Mrs. Chang because he's like, he can't fucking sustain these people for too long and everything. And it's just a lot of filler, in between what you really want to see, which is Carnage and Venom fucking fighting, which I think is kind of True. Some people have said in their reviews that like, I feel like the writers didn't know what to do to get these two characters to fight. They kind of just had to write whatever until we reached the third act.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was kind of disappointing. Kind of like the first one too. The first one was a lot of filler in between. We saw some action with Venom and all that, but it took a while to get to that third act in the first movie too.
Mm-hmm.
Or it felt like it is. In this one, things get kind of pick up, but nothing happens still in between all that shit. Like, some things do happen, I guess, but nothing to really, like, feel important. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Would you call that the second act of the film?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, looking back at it and thinking about it, I really didn't like that, the way they put Venom, like, in that situation. I don't see Venom that way. And being a fucking, like a childish fucking thing, like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It just didn't sit right with me, knowing, you know, how he really is and stuff like that. Just thinking about it doesn't sit right with me right now, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't like that. But yeah.
I mean, again, we've only seen it once. We're going to have to wait to see it again.
Mm.
But I don't know, man. It obviously, I enjoy some parts of the film, but mostly it just felt like a lot like what the first one was, which is kind of a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But to its credit, when we do finally get to see Venom and Carnage fight, that's a pretty lengthy, like, fight. I think it was like probably 10 to 15 minutes worth of just like them fighting and going back and forth, which was pretty cool. Like, I like seeing that. I mean, it's CGI heavy, so if you didn't like seeing fucking, what's his name, Riot? Was that his name?
In the first one?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it was Riot. Him and Venom fighting, like, if you didn't like seeing that, because it was relied heavily on CGI, you're not going to like this either. But if you're a fan of Carnage and Venom, and you've been wanting to see these two fight for fucking God knows how long now, you're going to be entertained by it. And I was thoroughly entertained by seeing that third act when Carnage finally fought Venom and everything. Still, I don't understand why they had Shriek in there. I feel like it kind of, every time that we saw her on screen, I felt like things kind of slowed down. Even with the detective, even with Venom's girlfriend, I didn't see why she was there either. It just kind of all felt like these things just need to be, just put them away.
Yeah.
You know, like, all we want to see is fucking Venom and Carnage.
Yeah.
That's it. But you finally get it, and it's enjoyable. And then finally, when we see Venom, like, you know, win and defeat Carnage, now he just manages to, or Venom just fucking eats his fucking head off and shit.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that. Yeah, no, I didn't see that coming either. And that's like the only F-bomb.
Did he say fuck this guy?
Yeah, fuck this guy. He just eats his head. Which I thought was pretty cool, but I was thinking, like, damn, that's it? That's all we're gonna get from fucking Cletus for now? It's just that he's dead for now, at least. I don't know. I don't know, I just, it was okay. You know, I enjoyed it, but definitely not my favorite superhero movie. Not the worst.
Yeah.
You know?
To me, I felt like they rushed Carnage right away. You know what I'm saying? Like
in the movie, or like just in general, putting him in the movie?
Okay. In general, like they could have built him up for a better villain for Venom.
I feel like you can
but they just, you know, made it so quick, and they didn't for me, they didn't flesh out a lot for Carnage. Not Cletus, you know, Cassidy, but
he's pretty fleshed out.
Yeah,
but like
Carnage, yeah.
What did you think of the voice for Carnage? I know, like, we saw Jeremy Jones talk about how he feels like his voice should have been a bit more like high pitched and everything. What did you think?
That too.
You think it felt weird?
Yeah, you know, it should have been a little bit high pitched how he sounds.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't offended by it. I didn't hate it. But yeah, so, I could have also done with a higher pitched Carnage. That would have been cool too. Yeah, but that's the problem with like these movies with like they're rushing these villains. It kind of feels like Carnage was sort of a throwaway. Like, obviously, this is his film because he has his fucking name in the title. But the same thing with like Taskmaster and Black Widow. It felt like they rushed that character too. You know, like they could build Taskmaster up to be this fucking formidable villain, and then she's taken out really quick. Same thing with Carnage here.
Yeah, I felt too rushed for Carnage, which sucked. But I, you know, being a fan of Carnage, you know, and all these symbiotes, I was happy to see him on screen. You know, I've been dying to see fucking Carnage.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a dream come true seeing these characters up in the screen. So
yeah, but I don't know, man. I feel like I see a pattern here.
Okay.
Well, it's like Batman v Superman. We wanted to see these two heroes fight.
Okay.
Ever since, you know, people have been reading the comics and The Dark Knight Returns, we finally get it, and it's not like it's fun to watch and you like to see it, but it doesn't end up living up to the hype.
Yeah, that's true.
The same thing with Carnage and Venom. You've been wanting to see them fight since the fucking game, since the comic books. You finally see it, and it's cool to watch, but it doesn't live up to your expectations. It just
to me, it could have been a better fight.
Yeah.
It felt like they were, how do you say, distracted with the, like, Shriek and the detective.
Yeah, they kept cutting back and forth to that. It just felt a little bit weird. I don't know. But that's not the only thing. Like this, we're talking about it like we're shitting on the movie. We thought it was okay. But everyone was talking about the post-credit scene of this movie, and everyone was talking about. Well, is there more you want to say?
No.
That's what I said. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Everyone was talking about how fucking, this is gonna change everything forever. Fucking, here's the bombshell right here. It's not. Well, I mean, it is big. That's what she said. But it isn't. I feel like they hyped it too much, as always. People who fucking put their thoughts out there about this shit, they've been saying how fucking, you know, it's going to change Marvel and the MCU forever. It's not quite that. I mean, I think we all knew, especially me and you were watching it, like, we knew this was going to head to. And the post-credit scene is quite simple. It's just Venom and Eddie. And before we talk about what we liked about the post-credit scene, we see the kind of like the environment change in the hotel room, and then we see that on TV, J. Jonah Jameson's talking, and it's the same thing from No Way Home, Far From Home, sorry, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man, or Peter Parker rather, shows up on screen, and Venom, like, we finally get to see kind of a little interaction between Venom and fucking Peter, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm fucking excited for that. Not the thing that we were excited though. We actually thought it was going to be, because when Venom was talking to Eddie about how, like, all this fucking knowledge we know about will explode.
First they were talking about secrets and how everyone has them. And Eddie basically tells Venom, "Do you have secrets that you're keeping secrets?" Then
he says, like, was it 8 billion light years of fucking knowledge of a hive mind or something like that will explode your little brain. And he says, "Do you want to get a taste of what I know and everything, just a little bit?" And we were looking, like, we looked at it, she was like, "Oh my god, they're gonna fucking do it!
They're gonna do it!
They're gonna show Null, or a little bit, just a little bit of Null." That wasn't the case, because right when he was about to fucking show him, that's when, like, Eddie gets transported basically to the MCU.
Yeah.
But you were saying it too, just that hint that we may have gotten just a little confirmation. And
we did.
That is so fucking awesome, because I don't want to be like one of those people who looks too much into that kind of shit. You know, like, oh, they fucking, you saw the bug on the window? There's Mephisto. I don't want to be like one of those people. But
this one is kind of confirmed.
No, it does really confirm it, because it does sound a lot like he's referring to fucking Null.
And where they're from and all this shit, so.
Yeah. And now, oh my god, the implications of that sounds a lot more exciting to me than seeing Venom cross over to the MCU, which is awesome too, but I don't think you guys understand. If you don't read the fucking Venom comics, first off, what are you doing? Read Donny Cates' Venom because it changes Venom's character forever, in my opinion.
Yes.
I feel like the movies need to catch up with the fucking comics because that's how I feel outdated this Venom is to this new version.
Outdated. Yeah.
Yeah, but not only did Donny Cates reinvent the character of Venom, he also brought in probably one of the most strongest and formidable villains in Marvel Comics, right alongside fucking Thanos, and that's Null. Like, he is a Avengers fucking everyone level threat. And I feel like if we even got a slither of just him being in the MCU, that makes me excited to see what they were going to do. Like, maybe we'll get to see Absolute Carnage.
Oh my god.
Maybe we'll get to see the fucking Null storyline. Who knows? 6 years from now, whatever.
Well, before the only reason why I said they might give us a little hint, and that's all I wanted, is because in Thor: Love and Thunder, I forgot. I know there's some Gore. I think his name is Gore the Butcher.
Something like that. Yeah, he's like the villain, right?
Yeah, I think he's the villain.
Yeah.
And he has a sword symbiote.
Symbiote sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that comes from the planet where Venom is. And it was created by
I know.
Null.
And so if they show that shit, that's also going to just add more fuel to the fire.
Yes.
Which I'm fucking excited for. And I know that that's, I guess, not what I should be excited for. Everyone's all fucking clamoring for all the Spider-Men to show up in the No Way Home. I'm more excited to see Null make his fucking debut.
Like, you motherfuckers don't know what Null is capable of, okay?
Dude, just a little taste of what he can do. He fucking kills Sentry in the first issue of King in Black. Like, he's nothing. Like, the Avengers, Eddie Brock, they're all fucking talking to Null like, oh yeah, well, we got fucking... Here we got this one person that's gonna fuck you up. And Sentry shows up and he just kills him in a second.
Yep.
That's how... And Sentry's a fucking strong character in Marvel Comics.
Yes.
So the fact that Null just obliterated him and fucking Avengers would just look shocked and like, well, that was our fucking plan A through Z. What the fuck are we gonna do now? So it's just, and he was
the way
so good.
I don't know. You read it. I only read like, let's say, the first volume of Venom.
Yeah.
But to me, it felt like Donny Cates with the run with Venom. He's been building up. No, am I right or no?
Yeah.
Throughout this, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and Venom is fucking terrified of Null. Like, terrified of Null.
Like, what Donny Cates did with that character, he also put him in like, he's been alive or living years. Like, with the
thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
You can put him against, like, with the Watcher and fucking what's those characters? They're not the Centuries? No, what the fuck am I thinking here?
Oh, I know. They're from the Eternals too, right? Those huge
fucking robots, right? Like, created the world.
I know who you're talking about. Why the fuck do I not know their names either?
Well, he was along against him,
you
know, and they bashed bashed him away. Like, he's just pure evil. He's just pure darkness.
Yeah,
and he has his own little world that's just all black, King in Black. So seeing that and him being like, I just don't want to spoil anything. Just leave it there.
No, yeah.
Just...
I mean, if there's one thing to take away from the review...
If they're leading up to that, oh my god.
It's exciting, the prospect of what could be in store for future Venom films. And hopefully they take their time and they don't just... He's the fucking third villain for the third movie. They better not do that shit. This has... Null has to have some preparation.
Yes.
Just like I thought Carnage should have had that too, but, regardless. What grade would you give Venom 2?
It's it's okay film. You'll have some good entertainment, throughout the film.
It's a very tight 90 minutes.
Yes. But yeah, there's lacking with basically fighting and Carnage and all this shit, right? And the second act's kind of like what the Venom being, just how do you say, being a kid basically.
Yeah.
I'll give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah. I was gonna give it a 6.5. I think but I'm right there with you. I think I agree with most of what you said. The reason why I bump it up to a 0.5 is just I like the third act. I like how they just when they finally fought, that was fucking awesome. That's what I've been wanting. And I also bump it up to a 5 because of the whole Null thing. And I don't think a lot of people are going to be talking about. I can't believe
no one has caught that.
Only one person that we saw caught it
on the video, but no one seems to catch that. Like, dude, everyone's focusing on fucking. Oh, he's on the MCU and you're gonna team up with Spider-Man. There's one thing that you're missing, dude. It's one of his biggest fucking enemies. And you guys are fucking, coming in your pants because of fucking Spider-Man. We saw that a mile away.
Yeah.
Like, don't be surprised. I wasn't surprised because I knew that was coming, that he was going to show up in the MCU. But like I told you, if I only get a glimpse or just talk about Null, that's it.
Yeah.
What's the
implication for it?
What's coming,
That's not to say, like, I don't want to be one of those people who fucking is a party pooper and they say, oh, I didn't like the fucking post-credit scene, the MCU. No, I liked it, but you have to understand, it's been fucking months, no, not even months, a fucking year and a half now of people talking about how Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire are going to be in this movie. Not that I don't want them to be in the movie. What do you mean?
The Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're talking about Venom.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about No Way Home. Everyone's been talking about how fucking Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be in this film and in No Way Home. And not that I don't want them to be there. It's just everyone's talking about it so much that, at least for me, when I saw that post-credit scene, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
Because I feel like we all know where this is going to lead to. We all know what No Way Home is going to be. And to be honest, I feel like it's not going to live up to people's expectations. I hope that it does, but I think people are asking for a specific vision, a specific version of No Way Home to happen, it's not going to fucking happen the way you think. There's rumors circulating that Toby and Andrew are only going to be 40 minutes in the movie. They're not even going to be in there for that long, and people are losing their shit over that because they want them to be in there for fucking the whole movie, I guess. There's people talking about how, like, what was it? Shit like that, okay? But this is what I'm excited for. Null is what I'm excited for, We can spend here talking about No Way Home and how we're a bit irritated about that whole fucking situation. But Null, I'm calling it. We're both calling it. That is basically implying that Null is going to show up one way or another in the MCU.
Dude, if they do him like what they did with Carnage, just throw him in there with no fucking build, fucking like livid, no build up and no nothing. Yeah, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, no, because Donny Cates spent a whole entire run based around this fucking guy, and he took his time with it. He didn't just show up in fucking issue 2 or issue 3. It took a while until we got to see him.
Yeah.
A few issues in. More than a few issues in, sorry. And hopefully they do the same thing here with Null. Because that's what I want to see. And, don't get me wrong, I want to see Venom and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Probably not fight. I know a lot of people are wanting to see them throw hands. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're
going to team up.
I think they're going to team up against... Because you already fucking have Doc Ock, and you got Sandman, apparently. You got fucking Electro.
I was about to say Green Lantern. Green Goblin.
Green Goblin's going to be in there. Like, you already have all these villains, dude.
Yeah, that's it, basically, for Spider-Man.
For the morons who think that Mephisto's going to be in there, I guess we have Mephisto in there.
Dude, oh my God. If Mephisto doesn't show up in this fucking movie, I'll be happy. Because they were fucking wrong for a fucking whole year.
I'm fucking happy that he didn't show up in WandaVision because I thought that was stupid. It's just, that's...
Like...
Mephisto also deserves to have a bit of build-up.
But I don't think he's that type of like threat level fucking Thanos or like
Yeah.
Apocalypse or like shit like that.
Yeah.
He's a fucking more of a.
Look, this is just how fucking, at least in my opinion, how non-threatening Mephisto is in the Marvel comics. All right, put him with Hellblazer. Hellblazer will fucking kick his ass.
Just trick
with
his
own
ass.
2 hands, or just trick his ass. Mephisto's not that strong. I mean, he's incredibly strong, but he's not strong in comparison to all these other fucking villains
that we know. Yeah.
So, what do you think he's gonna do in the MCU? What kind of implications do you think he's gonna have besides what fucking influencing people, making people do things that they don't want to do? Like, we have the purple. Wasn't it Purple Man or what's his name?
Yeah, I think his name was
Kilgrave, whatever.
Yeah.
He's a much more formidable opponent than fucking Mephisto, in my opinion. Because he kind of does the same thing. He influences people's minds and does all that kind of shit. He's way more sadistic than fucking Mephisto. Anyways, that was a little side rant. But, yeah, Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, before we finish, like we did with Shang-Chi, and hopefully we did it for the last other... we did it for all the other... DC MCU films that came out.
Yeah,
I like to throw in some comic recommendations if you're willing to. And I guess you can too.
Go ahead.
No, one is the Maximum Carnage. If you want to see them team up with Venom, Spider-Man, and all that, that's a good read.
That's a good read. And a good game too, if you can get your hand on it.
Absolute Carnage, so it feels like you have to read all the other comics.
Yeah, I feel like that goes along with what my recommendation would be, which is the Donny Cates run of Venom, which does include Carnage.
You want to talk about
Carnage.
A little bit about that before I continue with mine?
With our Absolute Carnage?
No, with the Venom. With the Donny Cates.
Well, like I said earlier,
just give them a little taste of what's it about or whatever.
Well, okay, yeah, so I probably should. Well, I think it's the first issue they talk about Null. They talk about him and how he's like this being that's been living for over fucking 50,000 years, like more than that. And how he's been in a lot of time periods and how he's killed a lot of the people who've like inherited the symbiote and shit like that. We're all hearing that from Venom, who's talking to Eddie about it and saying that like, we hear it. Like he's coming. We have to prepare for Null. Because he's gonna fucking kill us. He wants to return all the symbiotes and so he can become fucking strong again and shit like that. And those first 10 issues, I guess, is just all about that. And then we finally do get to see Noah. I don't even know exactly what issue it is. But when you do finally see him, honestly, probably one of the best introductions for Noel.
It's how, before you continue, this is how popular he is in the comic books. The second printings, third printings, how long they are, right? In Venom, he had a crossover with Silver Surfer. That one's called Silver Surfer Black.
Which is also great.
Stuff like that. Those printings of Noel, just in the cover. Or a panel, whatever, in the cover go for a lot of fucking money because people love Noel, okay?
Yeah.
Look him up. All these panels with him and with Venom is just great. Sorry, continue.
Going back to what I was saying, his look also is very iconic too. Once you get to see it. And I even think Donny Cates talked about his look and how he wanted him to kind of invoke that phobia in people by like the whole fucking, what's it called, trichophobia or something like that, with the whole holes and the little fucking that's how he kind of designed him to look and everything. And boy, does he look fucking like scary, man. He just looks so this guy's no fucking joke. And you get to see more of Eddie's backstory and some shit that you didn't get to know about Venom and some of his like abilities you didn't think he had. Like he has fucking wings, for example. And I don't want to spoil too much of what Eddie's history is and his backstory, but there's a lot of shit to unpack there. It's just a really good, solid run from Donny Cates all throughout his entire run. If you can pick it up in trades, pick it up in trades. Obviously, it's gonna be fucking tough finding
like at least the early issues. Yeah, so might as well just get in trade.
Yeah, no, I totally recommend Donny Cates' run of Venom. It's like I told you, a reinvention of the character of Eddie Brock and Venom. It introduces a lot of cool fucking superhero abilities that he has, and obviously introduces Null, and Carnage shows up, which is also fucking cool to read. So, Donny Cates' run is what I recommend.
For me, it's mostly on the Carnage side.
Okay.
Yeah, where he said Maximum Carnage, Absolute Carnage. Well, again, you got to read leading up to that. I want to talk about a little bit of these two one-shots. First one, I know it has the title Ravencroft on it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Shit, dude. I think it's a one-shot.
Mm-hmm.
But the cool thing about that, it just tells that his lineage of I was about to say the fucking wrestler's name, Cassidy. Since the 1800s, his whole fucking lineage of families were fucking murderers.
Yeah.
So it does. So it kind of
it's passed on
to him.
It's kind of like hereditary.
But the weird thing is that, back in the 1800s, when I guess there were symbiotes in the earth. His what do you want to call him? His great fucking like grandfather or whatever.
Yeah.
He had that first.
Damn.
So it basically says that he was the first serial. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up here.
Let's not give too much away though. Just remember that.
All right, well, he gets a symbiote, and in the comics, let's just say this: he was the first American serial killer.
Okay.
So he was the first established serial killer.
Cool. Yeah.
And that one shot's fucking like it's so awesome. You can see how the symbiote came into the story and how the backstory with the Cassidy and shit. So that's a good read. It's a one shot. Another one shot, and I would recommend that one to pick up because it gives more backstory with the Carnage and Cletus. I think you were there when you were watching the video. They said before they created Carnage, they got inspired by a Joker. By DC.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah. So he's kind of like Marvel's Joker, basically. But in that story is
what's it called?
Carnage Mind Bomb.
Oh, okay. It's a one shot too.
Yeah, it's a one shot. But that covers like basically the whole like how Carnage is and everything, right?
Yeah. It's like the Killing Joke for Carnage, right?
Basically, yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's just basically it's just a therapist goes in to talk to Cletus about who he is, this and that. And shit goes down. I don't want to.
Yeah, no, don't spoil that one because like even the panels is pretty fucked up, like twisted shit.
Yeah, even Donny Cates talking about like how fucked up the story is.
Yeah, and how they managed to get away with pushing the limits.
They pushed. He said they pushed the limits on this one, and Marvel was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. No, yeah, Mind Bomb is just an excellent read all around, not just for Carnage.
Well, that's a good way to put it. It's a killing joke for Carnage there. Mm-hmm. And one more is I think came out 2014 or 15 is his solo series of Carnage.
I think it came out 2016. I think.
So you think not 15?
Or maybe late 2015. I don't know. But
I picked it up, and basically it starts with him. He escaped from prison. He has a symbiote, and basically he just goes cross country and just kills people. Mm-hmm. But I guess the feds heard about that he escaped and he's killing again.
Him down.
He basically goes into this mine shaft.
Yeah.
And becomes Carnage, and it basically turns into Alien.
Yeah, it's like a slasher movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see people get picked off.
They kind of send like a team to go get them in this mine shaft, and one by one they keep dying.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that too. That it felt like Alien, but like for Carnage. That's such a fucking good, like combination to have for a fucking comic book.
So yeah, I fell in love with that, and I haven't read the second volume, only read the first one, but what that was, oh my god,
it was good.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of like Carnage with the alien. He's just hunting down these fucking people in this mine shaft, and that's one of my recommendations right there.
Yeah, I recommend. I know. I feel like you didn't make too many recommendations, but also Lethal Protectors.
Yeah, there you go, Lethal Protector.
If you want to just read a solo Venom story and everything, read that. I think that does include other symbiotes too, and probably Spider-Man as well. But still, it's like that was his first limited series of just like Venom, and I enjoyed it too, even though it was a little bit cheesy and stuff like that. But I enjoyed that. Lethal Protector. Definitely picked.
I would say honorable mention would be Deadpool versus Carnage.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Deadpool versus Carnage too. If you want to just have like a good time reading something and don't really give a shit about like pacing or like how good it is, whatever. It's a fun time to read too. So those are recommendations.
That's our review.
That's our review.
Two Brothers. See you later.
And just stop saying. I want to fucking. I always end it. This has been Two Brothers.
Two Brothers.
We'll see you guys on the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you.